All right, so for this class, we're looking at our equation still, our linear equation, how to come up with it, finding the slope, finding the y-intercept. All right, but for today, we're going to be looking at how do we look at 2 points. We're going to find 2 points on a graph and use those 2 points and find the slope and the equation of the line. All right, and then we're also going to be looking at using a table to plot the points, but then also use that table to find the equation. After we do that, then we'll go into 2 Desmos activities, just so that we could get some practice. So I pull up my whiteboard. The first thing we're going to do is using points from a graph to find slope and equation. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to draw a graph right here. You know what I wish? I wish sometimes I could just draw this before class starts. But if I draw it before class starts, it won't be on there. So anyways, we're going to draw a graph. I drew it on paper, so I'm good. Draw this graph here. This graph is going to include all 4 quadrants. My y-axis, my x-axis, my 0. You realize every time I start a graph, the first 3 things that I do is I label my y-axis, my x-axis, and I put in my origin, which is 0. All right, so we're going to say this goes up to about 4. We're going to say they all go to about 4, okay? 3, 2, 1. And then same here, -2. Let's do this better. -1, -2. Highly advise drawing this while I'm doing it as well. It will help you. -4. And then let's do it here too. So it's 1, 2. This is a 2, 3. All right, so it means that for this line as well, we have -1, we have -2, -3, and -4. All right, again, I'm just sketching my graph. So say we have a point that goes at -2. So they gave me 2 points and they said point A is -2, 4, right? And let's change the color in that one so that we can start making this a little bit more color coordinated. That'd make it kind of cool, right? So A, but then they gave me another point and they said that point B is 3, -2. Okay, so now I'm going to go on my graph and I'm going to look where those points are. So the first one says -2, 4. So I'm going to find where -2, 4 would be, which is right here. That's where -2, 4 would be, and that's point A. I'm going to label it point A, right? Then my next point says 3, -2, which is about here. So 3 is the x value and -2 is the y value, okay? I'm gonna say this is B. So now let me draw points through it. I'm gonna draw the points. I'm gonna connect the dots, I mean. Let's get some color. Let's use orange. Oh. If we were in class, we'd be using this ruler. Use a ruler if you got the ruler, please, because my drawing skills is not happening today or ever. So, oh, there we go again. If we were, use your ruler, connect these 2 dots, all right? But ensure you're drawing through it. Don't just stop at the dot, draw through it. So, all right, draw through it. So I'm gonna put an arrow there. So that's that line. And then the question is, what's the slope? Okay. So when we're looking at using points from a graph to find the slope. So I'm going to introduce an equation, and it's m, which is the slope, all right? And in this case, we got 2 points. They gave us a point A and a point B. If they didn't give us the point A and point B, I would go to my graph and find a point A and a point B, but they gave it to me. They made my life easier, all right? Or what we've been practicing is doing the rise over run. So we go up and over, and we see how much does that go by, all right? With this, we know it's gonna be a negative slope because of the shape of it. So I'm gonna give you a formula. We're gonna say y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. New formula alert. Woo! If you realize this is still rise over run, do you realize that? Because it talks about the difference in the y value divided by the difference in the x values. Woo! Oh, someone said they saw it on YouTube. Bam, bam, bam. That's what happens when you research. So for this right here is going to be review for you. Anyways, let's get our points. So the points they gave us were, let me use, what color should I use? That one. The points they gave us were -2, 4, and 3, -2. All right. So I'm going to label these so that we get the gist of what's going on. Let me get this brown color right here. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. If you're someone that's not writing this down, I'm be praying for you, okay? You're going to need to write this one down because this is some good stuff. Okay, so they gave me 2 points, or if they didn't give me 2 points, I would have just went on my graph, picked 2 points, period. There it is. And then I took them out and I laid it out in that way. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. That's it. Then I know that my slope formula is Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1. All right. So I'm going to go get my M. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute my points in. So I'm going to go find what Y2 is. Find what Y2 is. And up here, Y2 is -2. Let me get my colors. -2 minus, because the minus sign is there. And then whatever Y1 is 4. All I'm doing is just putting in the points. X2 is 3 minus whatever X1 is. X1 is -2. So it's minus -2. I have to put that negative in, all right? Equal. So now I have to solve this. -2 minus 4 is -6. Okay? -6. That's it. Now I have to follow the bottom part. This right here, we know a negative times a negative is positive. So it says minus -2. So this becomes a positive. So it's really saying 3 plus 2, which is 5. All right, so my slope, M, is equal to -6/5. Ding, 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 ding. So it's y equals -6/5x plus whatever b would be. We'd have to go in and find what b is. But that's another way how you could find a slope. Or we could just count down. We'll go down 6/5. That's another way too. All right, but I want to introduce the slope formula to us, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. All right, I took my 2 points and I labeled them x1, y1. And then my other point, I said x2, y2. And then I just put in the formula and I found the slope.